Moonshine Jesus, won't you shine a light?
And welcome to the Moonshine Jesus show. Today we are talking about Jurassic World, and we're so glad that you are with us today. I am joined, as always, by the one and only Mark Sandlin. How you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing great. I hope you're all right.
I am doing, and I am excited to talk about this. Excited that we are brought to you, as always, by the Center for Progressive Christianity, leading the progressive Christian movement, and a wonderful place to find all your progressive Christian resource needs. By the Progressive Christian Alliance, a movement and denomination that rallies together around the principles of justice, respect, and inclusion, and the Christian Left, a nationwide ministry and community for Christian progressives and allies that's doing incredible work. So I am grateful for all of them and grateful for all of you for tuning in. Mark, before we get into Jurassic World, I know that we're going to need some beverages. Do you happen to have one today?
Absolutely. Well, what my favorite, I am not a big Jurassic Park, Jurassic World person. I'm fine with it. I've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite, though,
Yes.
my favorite cameo is the cameo in which Jimmy Buffett is running from the center with 2 margaritas in his hands as the dinosaur. He's in the crowd and he does a little cameo. And I love that. I'm a massive Jimmy Buffett fan. And so in Jimmy's songs, he talks about, rolling up a fat one a couple of times, and he's always, doing his margaritas. So for this show, I have a cannabis margarita.
Okay.
So
I love it.
I figured, he's one of my favorites. What a great way to toast and honor him.
I think this is the first time that cannabis has ever made it into a drink on
the
show. I love
absolutely is.
Well, way to go, Mark. First.
Always.
Yes. Even after all these episodes, we can still have
still do something new. Absolutely. Well, how about you? I'm wondering what direction you went in.
So I've got a Jurassic World Rebirth cocktail that I found from the site, and it is called the Velociraptor, and it has pineapples, it has basil simple syrup, pineapple juice, in addition to fresh squeezed pineapples, and lemon juice, and a little bit of pineapple vodka, and then some club soda in there too. So it's very yellow from all the pineapple. And I can't wait to try it.
Absolutely.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
How is it?
Pretty tasty.
Do you feel relaxed?
You're going to have to wake me up halfway through the show.
Yes. Oh, good. No, our conversation is going to be so stimulating that you won't have to worry.
We're going to have so much fun
so let's have another drink.
This that,
Oh yeah, we're gonna spoil. That's right. You're right. I did not give that disclaimer. Thank you, Mark. I want to make sure that if you haven't seen Jurassic World Rebirth, we will spoil it for you. Dinosaurs will eat some of the characters.
What?
Some of the characters will make it, and ultimately, some dinosaurs will still be around. So sorry about that. Let's have another drink and let's come back and get into it.
Moonshine Jesus, Moonshine Jesus, Moonshine Jesus, Moonshine Jesus, won't you shine a light?
Welcome back to our Geek Out segment. We were just spend a little bit of time geeking out about the show so we can move on to our Theo and Politico segment and talk about the issues that come up in the show. And for those of you who somehow aren't familiar with Jurassic Park franchise, there are dinosaurs and they are on an island and people go to investigate and they get very scared and have to try to leave.
What?
No.
That covers... No.
In this particular case, they're going to the island after at some point, dinosaurs were everywhere in the world, but now they're not. And they're going back to the island to try to get some blood because they figured out that they might be able to cure all heart disease if they get blood from the three largest animals, both land, air, and sea. And of course, it doesn't go as well as planned, and they have to try to escape. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, or should I say dead dinosaur,
Dinosaur?
and go any further into it. It is a Jurassic Park movie, and it is exactly what you think it's going to be. So, admittedly, I had pretty low expectations for this movie, and when I say pretty low, I mean really, really low.
Me too, man. Right? I texted you.
You did. You said, "How bad was it?" And I'm wondering now you've revealed what your expectations were. What did you think of the movie now that you've seen it?
You know, I thought you gave a very good summary. I thought it was exactly what I expected. And I was a fan of the original Jurassic Park. I thought
Absolutely.
the
Love the
original
first one.
Jurassic Park was a brilliant movie. But
Yeah.
I think one of the things that made that a brilliant movie is that it wasn't just about dinosaurs eating people. It was it was about like human beings playing God and genetic research and bonding between the characters and trying to survive and asking big ethical questions about what we should and shouldn't do. And it was also groundbreaking in terms of cinematography. And
Absolutely.
you know, kind of the first real use of CGI along with animatronics in a way that has held up 30 years later.
Remarkably
and Steven Spielberg really did an incredible job of doing that. And I think Steven Spielberg directing it was a lot of what made it feel like all of those things. So I would say that even though he directed the next one, The Lost World, which I mean, maybe I'm a little biased towards since the dinosaurs came to San Diego and marched through downtown San Diego on that one. But I mean, other than the first one, really, it feels like after that, it just became escape the dinosaurs and see if you survive. And so I think they're fun to watch for that, but you know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, you may not know exactly which characters are going to get it and when, although it's still pretty predictable. So I would say that if you're going to just forget about life for a couple of hours, it's fun. It's fun to watch. But I would say that's the extent. And I would also say this is not the worst of the Jurassic Park franchise movies either. So that's where I land on it. How about you, Mark?
I'm kind of in the same place. I think my response to you when you asked me how bad was it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. And in the end, it's entertaining. It is
fair.
It's fun enough. It really is. It is full of the meh factor. It's just every time you turn around, it's like, meh, okay, meh, all right. Yeah.
And lots of I saw that coming kind of things.
Right. Yeah, there was a whole lot I saw that coming. But I enjoyed it enough. It was entertaining enough. There was enough story moving forward to keep me engaged and moving along with them. The CGI was really, really good. I thought the filming was pretty interesting as well. So it was good enough. It was good enough. Enough.
You know, the CGI though, the CGI was pretty good. Except for the dinosaurs, whichever species. That part like was pretty
was a little
not great. And that's what actually made me think of like the original Jurassic Park has held up so well because they had the mix of CGI and real animatronics. Because CGI was so in its infancy that the animatronics I think really helped make that feel grounded. So that was the only time that I was like, you know, they're being chased by CGI or they're looking, they weren't being chased, but they were like admiring CGI and all of that. That was the only time I really
that's fair. Well, listen, this movie was written by one of the people who co-wrote the original movie. And it was directed by someone who was trying to evoke some of the early movie
Yeah.
feelings by shooting on 35 millimeter with the
Yeah.
uh, anamorphic lenses and all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff to try to get that Spielberg feel to it. So
Yeah.
I'm curious with the writer and the filming style, was there anything about this that reminded you of that first very good movie?
Well, I mean, that scene in particular, that's the exact thought I had was, oh, they're recreating this scene from the original movie. But but the difference is you've already seen that scene. Like they've already done that, right? So it's kind of like a play-by-play in some respects of the original
Yeah,
movie, and that doesn't
right.
capture the magic. I think what what helps is if you're furthering the story, like you've got the same kind, you're evoking the same kind of feelings, but not using the exact same kind of thought, the same kind of shots and all. And so
Yeah.
my basically all that did for me was make me think, ah, I wish I should go back and watch the original Jurassic Park. And so maybe other people didn't have that feeling, but like Park right now. How about you? Did it work?
There were moments where it sort of worked, where I could
Yeah.
see them intentionally paralleling some, like you were saying in that one particular scene. It felt like we've been here before. It very
Yeah.
much felt like we've been here before. The ending scene, spoiler alert, they're on a boat, they're leaving the island. Instead of seagulls reminding them that they're okay, flying beside it, there's dolphins jumping out of the water reminding them
Yeah.
they're okay. Like there was just these so many little moments that were like, oh, okay. You're trying desperately to get that nostalgia to get us to buy into it. And I guess it worked for some people. I understand globally it's already made $800 million.
Yeah.
So it's doing okay. We can trash it all we want. It's doing just fine without us, you know.
Yeah. Wait, they don't need our stamp of approval. I thought Universal was
You
going to
would
be
think.
calling.
You would think. Maybe this is the one that shatters that myth. I don't know.
Probably after this, they're going to say,
Maybe.
"Hey, did you guys think this is okay? Should we release it or not?" I don't know. It was entertaining. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
So on that same note, as Hart, this really is a people trapped on a dinosaur island story again. But some people have seen this, and it's being called sort of a reboot, a refreshing return to the roots and rebooting the whole franchise. Did it feel like that to you? Was it successful, if that's what they were going for a reboot?
No, I mean, I'm surprised to hear that because no, that is not the impression I was left with. I mean, for one, it's continuing the story of Jurassic World. Like you, I have seen them all, although the new ones I've seen each of them once. And the original Jurassic World, which I did see as a reboot. It was continuing the story, but it did feel like
Yeah.
a reboot. That one I think was one of the stronger ones in the series. I mean, probably other than the first one, it's probably the strongest one. So this, it did not feel like that. It felt more like a continuation of it. And in fact, since dinosaurs were dying all around the world, to me, it almost felt like a death of this, of like the previous three movies,
Yeah.
because it felt kind of like concluding that story, only without any of that cast. So no, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't feel real rebooty to me. How about you, Mark?
I'm
Did
kind
you
of
perceive it
I'm
that way?
kind of with you in that I was surprised when I heard that people thought this was a reboot and that maybe even it was intended as a reboot. It certainly felt like it mirrored things. And for me, if you're rebooting something, you need to do something fresh that gives it new life rather than
Mhm.
repeating the stuff that you've done before, which is what it
Yeah.
felt like over and over again. It felt like you were seeing things that you had
Yeah.
experienced in some way or the other. I mean, Yeah, sure. We get then the T-Rex swimming, which oh no, the T-Rex can swim, and then we don't ever see the T-Rex again. So who cares if T-Rex can swim? It just I don't know. No, as a reboot, I don't think that it was particularly successful.
Yeah.
I see that they might have been trying between the style of music that they use, the way they filmed it, the having a writer from the original. But it didn't really work, did it?
No, and I mean, in fact, speaking to the T-Rex, like I guess that's the one time they kind of tricked me. I thought at the end the T-Rex was going to do what T-Rex usually does, which is come and fight the big bad, and I thought he was going to come out of the water, but that didn't.
That is part of the formula.
That is part of. So I mean, they did switch up that formula there. They surprised me in that way, but no, although I understand why they want to keep the franchise going. Like you said, it makes a ton of money, and there's not anything really like it, but it feels like reinventing some of it, or starting from the beginning might be the right way to go, especially after so many stories kind of continuing on. There's only so much you can do at this point.
Yeah, and so part of this story is, and the scariest monsters are the kind of, I don't know, what did they call them? They weren't hybrids, but the ones where they mixed and matched them together.
Yeah.
Did those work for you? Did you buy into that? Did they fit alongside of the actual dinosaurs? Were you like, okay, I could see those actually being a thing?
It was weird. I mean, they've done that this whole like sequel series, but they've still
but these felt bigger and weirder.
Yeah, they weren't, because that's what I was gonna say. They look like dinosaurs. This one looked like a combination between a T-Rex and a xenomorph, and
a rankle from Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true too. And so it was weird. I'm like, what is that? So no, that didn't work for me either. And like, it's also like, dinosaurs are big and bad enough. Do we really need mutant dinosaurs? So this feels like the later like Godzilla kind of things. Like, I don't know. Just like it's almost so unrelated to the original concept that it's like, what? I don't know. So no, that didn't work for me.
I agree. Particularly the R-Rex. Just for me, that was such a monstrosity. It was. I found it distracting every time it was on the screen because my head was trying to piece together what it reminded me of, rather than it looking like something that would be feasible. I don't know.
It sounds like we were doing the exact same thing. What is this? This thing? What other franchise is this from? And why is it here?
All right, so this was a reboot, according to most folks. Was it successful? Do you want more movies to follow? Do you want them to shake it up even a little more, or do they need to just cut it out?
I'm not sure that I've had actually a longing for Jurassic Park since the beginning of the Jurassic Park franchise.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I like have ever been real anxious to see another Jurassic Park movie. But I look, I'm open to Jurassic Park, but I don't think this is the right way. We need to rebirth again, or resurrect the original piece. And so I don't know what needs to happen, but I feel like whatever it is, it wasn't this. How about you? Do you want to see any more? Are you done with it?
No, I think they need to just cut it out. I mean, I get that it's going to make money. And so I know that there's going to be another one. I just don't. It's going to take someone a lot more creative and a lot more brilliant than anyone who's going to be attracted to doing Jurassic World 8. It's just that it's going to ever figure it out, in my opinion. So we'll have to see if it works. Listen, we could probably rag on this for the rest of the show, but we need to move on to the next segment and move into some theological and political issues that came up because of the show. So we'll continue our drinks, have a quick drop, and we will catch you all on the other side.
Welcome back to the Moonshine Jesus Show. We're entering our Theopolitico segment, where we will talk about the theology and politics of Jurassic World Rebirth. So thanks for hanging in and for joining us in this. So, Mark, as you mentioned, one of the pieces of this is that they're trying to make some medical advances here and to make a vaccine. And so a pharmaceutical company is what's driving this story, and they want to use the dinosaur blood to make a vaccine, which they will have the sole rights to. So this is, of course, something that really happens, right? Not with the
Right.
dinosaurs and all, but that we know of. But we do find vaccine companies investing in research and coming up with these incredible vaccines, and then
Right.
having the sole rights to those for a certain amount of time before they share that. Here's my question, Mark. Should companies be forced to share vaccine rights and formulas with other folks, or does that limit competition?
Yes, they should be forced to, but there should be a financial benefit for doing so, an incentive. So other folk, they should be forced to give it so it can be widely distributed and all of humanity can benefit from it. But a portion of the other company's sales should go to the people who invested the R&D to bring it about. I'm certainly not knowledgeable enough to figure out what that spread looks like, or if it's a sliding scale, or if it's a whatever. I don't know, but yeah, 100%. We've got to always figure out how to put humanity in front of dollars, which we're not very good at anymore. I'm not sure we ever have been, but we're really bad at it now. And yeah, I think that there should be laws that force us into that kind of behavior for the betterment of society. I don't
I
know.
think
Maybe that's too a socialist. I don't know.
well, but
but I'm
the
all
thing,
about socialism. So all right, fine.
but the
What do you
thing
think?
that I love about what you said, because the argument always, right, is, well, if you do that, then it eliminates competition, and then people and then companies won't invest in research and development. However, what you just said also ensures that there's financial incentives
There you go.
that continues to happen. So I think that's a good strategy. I wish that companies would be less concerned about all of the profit, because let's be honest, I mean, if you develop a new drug and there's a high demand for it, then you're going to get rich anyway. Even
Yeah.
even if you're sharing, you're going to
Right.
sell plenty of medicine. Which the whole concept of selling medicine is insane, but
Right.
that is what it
The-
is
yeah.
right now. And so, yeah, I think that absolutely they should have to share it. I think that should be a legal obligation. And I think about when Volvo invented like the 5-point seatbelt
Harness.
or whatever,
Yep.
yeah, and they shared that widely so that seatbelts could be in cars so that they could
Mhm.
save lives. Same thing with vaccines. It's just ridiculous that we have vaccines for preventable disease, and then every day so many people around the world are dying from preventable diseases
Right.
because we haven't shared the vaccines.
Yeah. It's not
So
okay.
yeah, not okay at all. So right now, Mark, vaccines are controversial. We've got RFK Jr.
Just stop
and
for a second. Just
should we just let that
vaccines.
land? Should we
Yeah,
just let that land for a
let's
minute?
sit with that for a minute.
Yeah, just a moment
Vaccines
of
are
silence for
controversial. The
vaccines
fact
here,
that we are
okay?
in a world where that statement is true, vaccines. Okay, sorry. I just needed us to sit with that for a minute. That's all.
What year are we even living in? I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
What reality are we living in? I don't know. Maybe we've shifted dimensions or something. But okay, vaccines are controversial. We've
Yeah.
got RFK Jr., which man, if ever there was someone who's a disgrace to their name, it is
Wow.
RFK Jr.
No kidding.
So right now the government is regressing in terms of vaccines, and they will likely reduce vaccine requirements across the board, including for children to enter schools. And
Yep.
I live in California. We have heavy requirements about how kids have to be vaccinated to be able to go to school. I'm curious, particularly in thinking about kids, Should parents be required to vaccinate their kids? Mark, what should the stipulations around that be?
Very, very, very simple. If your kids are going to be around other kids, absolutely. Period. No ifs, ands, and buts. No, this amount of time, that amount of time. If you want your kids to be around other kids in open society, absolutely, 100%. That's simple.
Yeah. I think you're right. And there's no, I mean, we run a preschool, and we have, of course, we're not bound by the public school requirements, but
Right.
I remember when I first came to this church and we had preschool, I said, vaccines are mandatory, period. Like,
There
I'm
you go.
not having any discussion. My kids are going to be there. And
Right.
so the other kids are going to be vaccinated,
Exactly.
period.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, if parents are choosing not to do that, they have more freedom, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that people will buy into pseudoscience and not look at actually
I
what
mean,
the research says about any
it's
of this.
like letting your kid ride around in a car without a car seat.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point there is negligence that needs to be brought up and about the parent, at which point you're recklessly endangering the life of your child.
Yeah.
Um, I, yeah, it saddens me because I know so much of it happens, and so
Yeah.
I'm struggling a little bit to find the words to describe.
I feel,
It's,
Mark, like that's much of our situation about most things these days. Is
it's
it's
true.
hard to find the words to describe the state that we're in, why we're here, and what to do about it, because it seems so contrary to common sense, to logic, to everything that we've said we value as a society,
Yeah.
to a direction towards progress that I hoped we all were heading. So,
Yeah.
just we've mourned vaccines. I'll just leave it there for now. We will continue to hold our moment of silence
Absolutely.
for all of that. I want to talk some now, Mark, about dinosaurs. Okay,
Oh,
it
good. I
is
know lots
Jurassic
about
Park.
dinosaurs.
No, I have seen the only. I mean, when I was a kid, I was brought up to believe that all like the long necked dinosaurs were all called brontosauruses.
Brontosaurus. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I realized, I learned later, like, no, those are all apatosauruses, and there's only
Oh, okay.
one brontosaurus, and it's at Yale's Peabody Museum. And
Oh,
so I've seen the one brontosaurus.
wow.
And
Nice.
that's not what I want to talk about.
Oh, good. Phew, 'cause I was just gonna go, okay,
Okay, yeah.
okay.
No, I don't want to talk about specifics about different types of dinosaurs. I want to talk about dinosaurs in general, where they say, don't tell me it's a crime to kill a dinosaur. And the paleontologist says, no, it's a sin to kill a dinosaur. And so I was thinking about how Christianity has typically seen human beings as having dominion over
Hmm.
all of the earth. Is it true that we're inherently superior to other creatures? And is it wrong to kill other creatures?
One, no, it's definitely not true that we are inherently superior. We are actually inherently connected and
Mm.
to all living beings. That's kind of how it all works together. But more importantly, the word dominion that people tend to turn to in the Genesis text has to do with care of and not dominance over. Uh, and it's the age-old question of should we be killing other animals. I think that it's okay if you do it the right way, if it's done humanely. And in a lot of ways, it is part of our survival, and it's part of how the natural system works. Uh, Once money enters into it and people are making money off of it, it ends up becoming a cruel process. And I think it is on all of us to understand where our food comes from, and how it arrives to us and what treatment, particularly for animals, they might be going through during that time. So it's a difficult balance, and it's something we could do 12 shows on and not come up with the best answer. But that's my elevator pitch for where I stand on it. What about you?
I really like what you said about being treated humanely, and I do think that that's the issue. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that, because as you said, it is a part of life, and so I don't think that it's inherently wrong, but yes, humanely and without suffering. And so I think certainly when we see companies that are inhumanely slaughtering animals, I think that that's obviously ethically
Yeah.
problematic. I also like what you said, Mark, about connection. And so I was thinking about a class that I took when I was in seminary, and it was like an ecology class, and we talked about the environment and environmental issues from the
Yeah.
perspective of several different religious traditions. And I remember the professor talking about how the life of a tree was just as important as the life of a human being. And I thought, I get what you're saying here. You're saying that we're all connected and all. Like, but can you imagine going into a church and saying, "Yes, this tree is exactly as important as the life of a human being."
Yeah.
Like I think that talking about it in that way is not the most helpful way
Right.
to talk about it. And I think talking about it in terms of all life being connected to one another and God being in the midst of that is
Yes.
something that is more helpful to me than
I would
than
agree
than,
completely.
than the other.
Yeah.
So
I'm
one
fully on board with you on that perspective for sure.
I I'm trying to be sensitive. I mean, I hear what they're saying, and
Yeah,
at the same
absolutely.
time, like, let's maybe not say that like a child starving in Gaza is the same
Exactly.
as cutting down a tree to build a house or something. Like, I don't think
Right.
that's the same thing. So
Agreed.
I've got a ton more questions because I
Oh,
actually
sure.
think that there were a lot of things here.
Yeah.
However, if I continue to ask all of those questions,
Yes.
then we won't get to our last segment, our Make Me Look Stupid segment. And if we don't get to that, I'll just be sad the rest
Me
of the week.
too. Me
And
too.
so, why don't we end this here? Why don't we have
Uh,
another drink? And why don't we come back and try to make each other look stupid?
Hello and welcome back to the Moonshine Jesus Show. You're joining us for the Make Me Look Stupid segment. And so, what we try to do is make our co hosts look stupid by asking them a question that they cannot answer, or admit that maybe we're feeling a little stupid and ask for help with the question that we're curious about, or in more and more so Caleb fashion, force me to make a prediction so I'll look stupid in the future. So, Caleb, today I'm going to start off. I will not be benevolent. I'm going to go ahead and ask my question and get the feedback first before you steal anything from me.
Because I didn't steal anything.
I know, and I only had 2 questions, so I was worried. As if you frequently will steal one or two, and if you'd have done it, I would have been just scrambling and trying to make something up here. So here's my question. Part of the scenario here, as I set up at the beginning, is that while we left the last movie and dinosaurs were living throughout the earth, all throughout the planet, something has changed, right? The Earth's ecosystem can't support them anymore, at least unless they're around the equator area, right? So if that is the case, why is it suddenly okay for Isabella to take Dolores on the escape boat back to wherever they're coming from? Is she not killing this poor little animal because she's taking it back to a system and why didn't somebody say something?
Dolores is going to die, Mark, and the reason that they didn't tell her about it is the same reason that all parents don't tell their kids that their little
Like when they go
beloved
get
pet
they go get the goldfish out of
is a
we're
gold.
gonna go-
That's right. This goldfish is going to last 48 hours. The reason that you don't say that is because ultimately you don't really want that goldfish there, Mark. Ultimately, the dad doesn't really want Dolores there, and so Dolores.
Wow. That was a much harsher answer than I was expecting.
I know. It's an honest parenting answer, man. Okay.
I just wasn't
maybe I just
expecting it.
revealed something about my parenting style. I don't know. But that dad, he wants Dolores gone.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, Dolores is helping her right now, and you know what? Maybe Dolores
Oh
isn't
my
going to make it.
gosh.
Oh, sad. I don't know. What do you think? What's your more benevolent answer, Mark? What's your kinder answer here?
Well, no, this is one of those where I step outside of the storyline and just say, well, it's cuter to end the movie that way. And they were just expecting most of us not to notice.
That's where they're going to pick up. That's where the next one is going to pick up with the
Right.
little dead Dolores.
Dead Dolores.
They've got to go on an adventure to find the next pet.
Oh, too funny. That was funny. Okay, well, I've had my fun. It is your turn to fire. So fire away, sir.
Okay. So in this movie, we also discover not only are the dinosaurs dying because of the climate, but also people are just tired of dinosaurs. You know, dinosaurs seem cute and all until they're walking down downtown Manhattan and you're late to the movie you already want to go see, you know. And so the novelty of all of them has worn off. Probably, I'm guessing, people getting eaten all the time isn't super
You would
fun
assume.
anyway.
You would assume, yeah.
And so I was going to ask you like what that says about human beings and like novelty and stuff. But instead, what I want to ask you about that is, Mark, is there anything that you're just sick and tired of? Like these people are sick and tired of these dinosaurs and you just want to see gone? Anything like that in your
Let me
world?
see. It feels like there's a world leader that I'm a little tired of.
What?
Somebody
Who?
maybe in the
Who?
new. Yeah, I am.
What?
Yeah, I would be. I will not cry if we were to magically wake up and there be no more Donald Trump the next day. Like he just poofed away. Like some being from another dimension said, "Oh, this is really messed up. You just shouldn't be here anymore." Just pulled him
Mark,
away.
you are not appreciating the gold in the White House, and you're not appreciating the ballroom.
I know.
Thinking about what's best for our country, the ballroom and the
Yeah,
gold.
I am thinking about what's best for my mental health. Is what I'm thinking of. 'Cause I think I get angry every day, and not angry in a snowflake, what they would call a snowflake reaction. Angry in the way that almost every day something comes out of the White House that makes it very clear people are going to get hurt. And that makes me furious. I hate seeing it. It's the opposite of who we are called to be. And it's going to infuriate me every time when that happens. And it seems like every other thing out of his mouth is pushing towards or indicating or trying to manipulate towards things that are going to hurt other people. And I can't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you? Do you have things that you're kind of done with?
I mean,
Do you have a pet at the house, by the way? I'm just curious.
we have a dog at the house.
Oh, do we?
The dog has been with us for 13 years. So
that
the
didn't
dog,
work out.
but the fish are all gone. So the fish are all gone. But no, look, okay, if certainly if Donald Trump was gone tomorrow, I wouldn't be sad about that either. But I mean, there is just so many things right now that I'm sick and tired of. I'm sick and tired of the patriarchy. I'm sick and tired of the attacks on reproductive health. I'm sick and tired of the attacks on education. I'm sick and tired of the attacks on healthcare generally. I'm sick and tired of attacks on homeless folks, and I'm sick and tired of people who are marginalized because of income. I'm sick and tired of attacks on them. Just all of the stuff that we've seen in this administration, I am so tired of. And Timothy Hartzell says the militarizing of Washington, D.C. Absolutely. I think also the militarizing of ICE as well. You know, I'm in Southern California. That's something we really feel the presence of, being so close to the border too. I'm tired of all of that because it feels like we talk a lot about dystopian futures and shows on Moonshine Jesus Show.
Absolutely.
And it feels a lot like we're living in that. And if all of that were to just disappear tomorrow, my God, would that change so much about our country? So I'm sick and tired of all of that. Sick and tired of
I hear you,
Mark.
I hear you loud and clear. Well, listen, we need to do a show next week on Monday, and I have a proposal for you of something that might be fun to do. There is a television show that's about to drop that's actually the prequel to the original Alien movie.
Okay.
It's 2 years before the original Alien movie. It's called Alien Earth. It's on Hulu, well, which is no longer, I suppose, so Disney Plus. I think that could be a lot of fun. But we also need to let people know that later that week, so a week from this Friday, we will be at the Wild Goose Festival in North Carolina, and we will be at the Goose Cast stage that Friday at 5 p.m. We hope that you'll all come out and join us for that. We will have some adult beverages to share with you. Some Moonshine Jesus koozies, and I think I would like, what if we went back and revisited Superman so that more people could be involved? And because I think that's a blockbuster. A lot of folks have seen it. And I know you and I both felt like there was so much more to talk about when we covered it the last time. What do you think?
I think Superman sounds great. And have we ever done this before? Have we ever talked about the same show more than once?
I don't think we have. I can't remember going back and revisiting a show. Yeah.
I can't either. I mean, we've talked about stuff at the beginning of a season and the end of a season, but not yeah. So this is full of firsts. I mean, we got cannabis and a drink.
What a show, man!
I know. Yeah, what a show! What a show! I love it, and I can't wait to be in person, Mark. It is so much fun to be together.
I mean, we have the best time doing this every week anyway. But when we are in the same location, it is like we take the dial and not crank it to 10, but crank it to 15 or 20, you
15.
know?
Oh, yeah.
We go well past 11 once we're in person.
Yes. You know, Mark, I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about Alien. And, you know, I think that's a franchise, just thinking out loud here, that that has been successful in making things fresh.
Most of its iterations.
By keeping the same kind of premise, but doing it in a different way, even switching genres between films. I'm in. I want to talk.
I think this should be interesting. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I think the show actually drops on Tuesday the 12th. So we'll all be able to dig in very soon. So with that said, we certainly appreciate all of you that tune in and watch the show so that we can have fun doing this. You make it possible for us. We also hope we get to meet some of you at the Wild Goose Festival. So be sure to check us out at the Goose Cast stage at 5 o'clock on that Friday. And with that said, I just want to thank you and say we'll see you the next time on the Moonshine Jesus Show.
Moonshine